Right away. All right. We'll wait for some folks to trickle in. At least like one person. We gotta get one person.
At least one person.
Right.
Now, Shannon, your Twitch handle is just like white_b_music, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I should be hosting you then. I hope that worked.
Oh, cool. Sweet.
Did you go live on Facebook yet? I'm not seeing.
Oh, it did work. Look at that. All right.
Well,
It's us. We're on the internet.
Is it on Facebook yet?
I don't know, but it's on Twitch.
not yet, but it'll get there.
Let's see. Oh, yep, I see it on my Facebook. Cool.
So if I show this to the camera, is it like super weird to watch our?
Is it gonna go like infinite?
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just
It's
stuck in
rolling.
the parallel.
Perfect. Yeah. It's just a never-ending thing.
the never-ending video.
Yeah.
I love stuff.
Ooh,
like that.
Christine Terry said, "OMG, yes, it is. It is working." She said, "Look at us." Ah,
Hey,
that's
bet.
great.
Yay!
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the album review live stream. We have been getting a lot of copyright infringement garbage on our Facebook page, and it is not fun. So, yeah, we're going to do the show a lot differently now. And so we'll just be doing like an interview, and then we'll be talking about our favorite albums or albums that have impacted us in some way or another. Yeah, and our special guests this wonderful evening, we have Stefan and Melissa from the band Jungle Fowl. Give a round of applause to them. I know they can't hear the round of applause from people in the audience.
We hear the claps.
Valerie Claff said, "What up?" in the chat. What up,
yep, I see
Val?
that. Hey.
What up,
Val.
Hi, Val.
So, Stefan and Melissa, let's talk about Jungle Fowl a little bit. How did Jungle Fowl come to be?
How did Jungle Fowl come to be?
I was playing in a band called the Love Seats with Jason Huffmaster. We play in the Sugar Bombs now as well.
Yeah.
And some stuff happened, and we needed a new drummer. And I had been dating Melissa at the time, and I think.
I was the only option, and I was a terrible drummer at the time. I think I had been playing for like a year, and I knew how to play like 2 beats. And the Love Seats basically forced me to learn more than 2 beats.
Yep.
Sick.
Yeah, because so we had like a whole set, kind of ready to go at that point. So she just kind of jumped on in, and
I learned the songs, and then we kept playing together because we
moved in. No, I moved in with you.
Well, what was the timeline? Were we playing in the band, or were we actually dating first? We dated for a little bit.
I think we were already like together.
Okay, we were dating, and then we played in the Love Seats, and then we started living together, and we had the drums in the basement and the guitar in the basement, and we were like, we should probably like play.
Yeah.
Maybe we should write a song.
Yep.
And that's what happened.
Yeah.
And thus.
Sweet.
It's not very exciting.
I think
it's
it's
a magical story.
No, yeah.
What are you talking about? That's a love story. That's exciting.
Right. It's a love story.
That's what everyone wants to hear. You
We
know?
dated, we played, we created.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
I told there was going to be a test, and I was not prepared.
Right.
Nah, there's no test here. No Scantrons available.
Number 2 pencil.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Never again.
right.
Don't use Sharpie, though.
Don't use Sharpie. Too soon. Too soon.
So, what instruments did you play in the Love Seats, and what instruments do you play now in Jungle Fowl?
In the Love Seats, the shtick was that it was 2 basses and drums. So Jason was playing kind of like traditional bass and handling most of the vocals. I was doing like lead bass stuff with like a lot of like octave pedals and too many fuzz pedals. And Melissa was drumming, and she handled some vocals on some of the. No, you did live and on some of the recordings too.
Yeah.
I did? I don't even remember now.
Well,
It's been a while.
it's because I buried those recordings because I produced them. They're terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just play the drums, and in Jungle Fowl, I played drums and I sing lead.
Yeah.
Which I haven't really met too many other bands where there's a lead singing drummer.
That's what I'm saying. That itself is like the biggest, most impressive feat. I feel like when
thanks, Shannon.
Yeah, when first time I saw that, I was like, "What the heck? How is she doing this?"
I don't think there is another singer / drummer.
There's
only one other I can think about, and that's Anderson .Paak. So I think you two are the only ones, which is dope.
I gotta look it up.
Under Oath, I know Under Oath, the drummer sang for like a whatever part of. I don't know Under Oath that well, but
I'm taking notes.
Yeah. Look, Under Oath, we'll keep thinking. Yeah. What about this might sound stupid.
Phil Collins.
Yeah.
Wow, we forgot about Phil.
He had his time.
We should end the stream.
That's funny.
In the air tonight.
Oh, Philip. Sorry.
So, you guys, have you recorded any music or written any music recently? Or what was the latest release that you had?
The latest release would have been the last EP.
We were working on a new single,
Oh.
but that did not pan out.
Yeah. It's tracked
for
somewhere.
multiple reasons, but partly pandemic.
Yeah.
But it just never came to be. So we might try that again. But I think the most recent EP was Secret Society. When was that released?
2 years ago, a year ago.
2017.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
I've got
That's
a couple
cool.
of demos that are like sitting on my iPad, but we haven't had like any time to like sit down and really dig into stuff.
It's been a crazy few years. Pandemic and all, but we also had a baby. So 6 months ago. And so that was, preparing for that. It took a little bit. Like I think our last gig I played when I was 7 months pregnant.
Yeah.
There's a video of that somewhere, and I look at it horrified, but other people are like, "It's awesome!"
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
In the comments, Kathleen, shout out to Kathleen, says Junie is the latest release.
I would say she's the latest member of the band. I saw her play on those keys.
Yeah.
Damn, that was a missed opportunity right there. Good job, Kathleen.
Gwen said the Carpenters.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, yeah, they did say the Carpenters.
Yeah, Gwen said the Carpenters. Singer, drummer.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Where did the name Jungle Fowl come from?
This is also not super interesting, but we were in the car. Just like many bands take a long time to decide on their band name. We went through several iterations. I don't remember any of the pending names that we had, but we were in the car. We had just started playing together maybe for a month or so, and NPR was on. We were listening to like some kind of piece on domesticated animals. It was like,
okay.
just like the most basic thing. And then this person was talking about chickens and how chickens are farmed. And they said, well, as some of you might know, the chicken is descended from the ancient jungle fowl. And we just laughed and laughed. We were like, as some of you might know, it's jungle fowl. We thought it was so funny because jungle fowl sounds so intense. But actually, they were just talking about chickens, and we thought that was very appropriate for us. I mean, we still do this where we hear a word or a string of words. We're like, "That's my new band name now. Thank you."
Yep.
Yeah.
But that one in particular just stuck with us because I think it sounds really intense. It's really loud, but under the surface, it's just birds,
Just
just
a forest
chicken.
chicken.
Yeah, and so these animals they're kind of like fancy roosters, I guess. They're really beautiful animals actually. And
Well, the males, right? The females are just pretty pretty gray and drab.
they're just the females are actually just like brown. they just look
Wow. I just looked at one.
Aw.
Hilarious.
yeah.
You
How
can still
could-
find
man.
them. They're native to Chile. Something like
Oh,
that?
they're everywhere. So
Yeah.
they're native to Sri Lanka. They're also native to Thailand. And I actually went to Thailand, like I guess it was 5 or 6 years ago with a friend. And we were on this jungle tour that our friends had organized. And they said, oh, we're just going to go look at these different animals. And we're looking through binoculars at like lemurs and monkeys and shit. And then I asked the tour guide, you guys have jungle fowl here, right? And he looks at me and says, like, what, jungle fowl? I'm like, yeah, do you guys have jungle fowl here? Yeah. Why do you want to see them? And I was like, that's my band name.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay. So we're driving through this dusty field. And he's like, yeah, so here are the elephants. Oh, and there are the jungle fowls. And like way off in the distance, they're just like a herd of chickens in front of like a farm.
Yo, that was like, I was about to say, that was
I was like so excited. And he just is like, yeah, this girl's really excited about the jungle fowl.
Like, you want to see a chicken? That is funny. That's like going to a farm. It's like, do you have chickens?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just look around.
So excited about it. I was just it's like, man, this American girl is really excited about our chickens.
Because think, like, how many people wanted to see, like, exotic animals, and then y'all asked for chickens, and he was like,
Right. Like, yeah, that's cool. There's elephants, but
oh, my.
Oh, that's funny.
Hilarious.
That's a good name though. And you're right about it sounding like intense, but it's like chill, you know? Cause like
I mean,
yeah,
it suits us because we're kind of quiet normally.
yeah, you guys are pretty chill, chill people. You know, college educated musicians that but you're chill, like. No, you guys are kind of intense. I'm not gonna lie. You guys make some intense music though.
thanks.
Yeah, it's good.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Just like the big riffs.
And I think you
It's all
gotta
about
be
Stefan.
you gotta be an intense person to make music like that, and that is the best. That I'm trying to give that best compliment there because it's some good stuff, man. When I listen to that EP that you guys released the first time, with like the Strut EP with the Undercover Wildflower, yes,
Yeah.
that song. I think I listened to, when I got that CD. I listened in the car like all the time. I delivered flowers at the time, and
Oh,
on
I
repeat.
think I remember.
Wow.
Yeah, on repeat.
You guys, I think you played that release show.
I did. That was sweet too. Yeah, that was an amazing show. That was fun.
Is that at Crossroads?
Yeah,
Oh.
it
Oh,
was.
damn.
That was a
Okay.
great show. That was a lot of fun.
It was. There were a lot of people there.
Yeah,
Remember, it was like, I mean, it's a really tiny room, so
Right.
it wasn't that hard to feel crowded. But I don't know. It always feels good to be. I miss being at the small venues and just having
Yeah.
it be really cozy.
Yeah, me
Mhm.
too.
What's that like? I forget.
Right.
No
Right.
one knows. I miss venues. I miss I miss places in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Misplaced grocery store.
Oh, man.
The grocery store is a terrible place.
Yeah,
Yes, it
it's
is.
not fun. I'm not a big fan of it.
I'm not.
Kathleen said power couple, and then Val said, dang, Crossroads, Heart Ipsy.
Who remembers Woodruff's though? That's
Oh,
the
Woodruff's.
Woodruffs. I miss Woodruffs.
Yeah.
The
That
Love
was
Seeds, I think, played our craziest show there.
yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen mosh pit like that.
That was silly.
There's a black and white photo somewhere. I don't remember who took it. Was it Doug Coombe?
Would he have been there for that?
Because it was like
It was some festival that we
it
got
was some
thrown on.
festival.
Was it? I don't know what it was.
I don't know, but someone took this
Like
crazy
Ipsy Fest
photo
or
where
something.
like someone is literally sideways in the audience, like
Yeah.
Damn, mosh pits, too. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's COVID central right there. It's a mosh pit.
A mask pit. Just
Yeah.
a bunch of masks.
Yeah.
COVID Central's a good band name. That's
Oh, God.
COVID Central is a good band there.
Yeah.
Everybody has a mask and they're 6 apart from each other.
Yep. Oh,
oh my god.
Val
so
said,
many opportunities there.
Val said, shout out Woodruff's, shout out TC's Speakeasy.
I don't think I've ever been there. What's that?
Yeah, we haven't hit that either. Oh, Elbow Room. That's
Shout out
Elbow Room was
Elbow
before
Room.
my time. I don't know if that was.
The Elbow Room.
And
Dabs
so
and Drums says shout out weed. So like
Shout out me.
shout out weed. I feel like weed always gets brought up on this stream in some way or another.
I'm shocked.
I'm shocked.
The Elbow Room got shut down because they weren't paying their water bill.
Really?
I feel like I'm
Paying
making
their
this up, but I remember specifically like hearing about the Elbow Room getting shut down because the city had stopped charging them for water due to some like weird fluke.
Yep.
And then they were like, yeah, so you owe us like an enormous amount of money for like all of these like utilities, and they just couldn't afford it, so they shut down. I don't know if that's true. Maybe I just
That does happen. That happened when I was living in Ferndale. The city was like, hey, we were undercharging you for water for like ever.
Wow.
Whose fault is that though? It's like
Right, yeah, right.
So I have to pay for your mistakes.
Just like roll up to the gas station and be like, yeah, actually it was supposed to be $3 a gallon last week, so we're gonna need you to
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, it's going now. So
How long have you guys lived in Ipsy now?
I've lived here since 2011,
Okay.
I think.
And
Yeah.
then I probably 2014,
I think that's right. Yeah.
Cool.
something like that.
That's cool.
are
Yeah.
you both originally from Michigan?
I am.
I'm not. I'm originally from New Jersey.
Oh, snap, nice.
Jersey girl.
Mhm.
Yeah. So did you live in Jersey your whole life? Or, like before you
I
moved
did.
here? Yeah.
I did. I went to college or my undergrad I did in New York City, but I grew up in New Jersey and didn't really leave there
Yeah.
until I went to college.
What
Mhm.
city? What city was it? I'm just curious.
Nutley, New Jersey.
Huh?
Nutley.
Nutley. Oh, very good.
Oh, snap. The name of the place is Nutley?
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I like it.
Cute.
Yo, I'm trying to go
Cute,
to Nutley.
hilarious. Yeah.
What
it's
show was filmed there?
What?
Wasn't there a show that was filmed
Oh, do you remember Pete and Pete?
Yeah.
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 Wow, what?
Nickelodeon filmed that in Nutley, New Jersey.
That's
Oh,
amazing.
there? I want to hear your Action
Oh
Park
my
story.
God.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
Action Park. So yeah, it was funny. Like I was scrolling through something, and this
gonna
like
get my own
Action. Okay, Action Park came up, and I was looking at the photos. I was like, Action Park. That sounds like really familiar, and I had this like flashback moment when I was looking through the photos, and I remembered like really vividly this wave pool. And after watching this like mini documentary on how dangerous this wave pool is, like people got concussions and they couldn't control how strong the waves were. But I just remember like really vividly almost drowning in that pool.
Yeah.
Wow.
My parents were like, "Yeah, it's fine. It's probably just for adults." Let's
I
go
watched
do
that.
something else.
I watched that Action Park documentary, and me and Val just ended up talking about it, and then Val was like, "Oh yeah, you got to watch this, whatever." And
wanna see
or no, it's
it.
Krista told me that I had to watch it, and then yeah, like we all ended up seeing it like the next day, and then I think I saw your comment on Val's like status that you knew about like what it was, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I want to know your
Yes.
experience there, you know. So you just
Yeah,
remember
I
the wave
also
pool?
Huh?
You just remember the wave pool there?
I remember the wave pool, and I remember the rapids because I was looking at photos and I saw like the lifeboat that they had, and I was like, I've definitely been in this lifeboat because I like had this flashback memory of my mom sitting on the edge, and we're like going through the rapids, and it's like really, really tumultuous, and my mom shoots up into the air because we hit a rock, and she went boom and landed in the water, and my dad had to jump out and like rescue her.
Oh my god. That's wild.
And my brother and me are just there like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I was really little, so I actually don't remember very much. I think I was like 10, which also I'm looking back at that and thinking like, man, it was the 90s, but still, like, what were my parents thinking?
Yeah.
I guess like there's a lot of like things for kids to do there. Like there's definitely like the
Like
kids
die.
side of it. But it was like super unsafe. And I do remember bumper car race cars.
Yeah.
They're like race cars, but bumper cars. And they were very stinky. I remember them being like, there being a lot of fumes and smoke coming off
Ooh.
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good times.
Oh man. That's
JR,
a
have you
wonderful
heard of
place.
that documentary or like the
Yo,
Action Park thing?
I was saying, like, I heard of it, but I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, okay.
It's queued up in one of those things to watch, but I have heard it was wild.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so crazy. That's wild. It's crazy that you have that experience. So that is definitely something there. That's wild.
And you lived.
Very brief flashes of memory. It's wild. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild.
I just went to Chuck E. Cheese when I was a kid. So.
Yeah, same. I had tons of birthday parties at Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese and Jeepers. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
What's Jeepers?
It is.
It's a rat. It's a monkey.
Yeah. It's much smaller.
You were talking too bad.
Yeah. I feel like Dan has like so many stories about like different like places like Chuck E. Cheese that he went to when he like was young. Like I feel like he's told me about everything that's around here that's like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Every animatronic pizzeria that you can think of.
Oh, Christine says, "Why is JR in the dark?" And she said,
"My lighting is just terrible. I'm trying to do better. I'm sorry."
Okay.
Yeah, she's.
Gwen remembers Jeepers.
Jeepers smelled bad.
Yeah,
I remember Jeepers smelling terrible.
Kathleen brought up Major Magics, and that's what Dan has brought up before too. Is
Major Magics.
Wow.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I just remember like having to cut through Jeepers because it was like at Great Lakes Crossing. It was like that was the best place to park for like all the cool stuff. So you always had to like walk through it, and it was just like hold your breath.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The one at Great Lakes Crossing was much better than the one in Northland, though. Northland.
Oh, I didn't know there was another one.
It was rough. It was not fun. It was on the inside of the mall, of course, but it was like small, so kids would like run outside and just like go run through the mall. So you see like a bunch of kids with like party hats on and like pizza plates and running through Northland, going through Target, like
Oh man, that's funny.
I was one of those children, so
That
was me. I'm not.
Man, I can't wait to talk to you more about all of these things, JR.
I'm sorry.
No, I
got chills.
Oh man, no, it's great. I'm like cracking up over here.
Oh my goodness, yo.
Is it like arcade games?
It is.
Like Jungle Gym, like or they have tunnels and shit. There were some arcade games. Like, have you ever been to a Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah, maybe once.
Okay, very similar. I think the biggest difference is they had, at least the one in Great Lakes Crossing, had like some like carnival-esque rides. Like they had like an airplane thing. I remember.
Spun around in a circle.
Yeah.
Like
that's probably the biggest difference.
Looking back at it, that probably wasn't a good idea because that place was tiny and you got like this rocket ship ride spinning around.
Yeah, how is that safe?
It's not.
It's not.
Wow.
And it wasn't secluded. It was like in the middle. So it's like kids playing like whack-a-mole and then somebody's playing Mortal Kombat and then you just spinning in a circle.
Oh my God.
That's funny.
Yep.
Christine said leaps and bounds, anyone? I don't know what leaps and bounds.
Oh.
That is.
Is that like a trampoline park?
No.
Why not?
But I think it like kind of predates people doing trampoline parks, but similar. That was more like tunnels and like
okay,
like less like arcade games and stuff. From what I remember, I definitely that sounds really familiar, but I can't specifically remember going.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, speaking of like childhood and childhood fun, what was like your experience playing like music as a kid? Like what got both of you into playing music?
Start.
I can start. Both my parents are they're not like musical per se, like neither of them play. I guess my mom has sung a bit in the past, and I think my dad played a bass once. I mean, he played anyway. But they're both pretty like involved in the local music scene, like back in the 80s and stuff like that. So they were always music was like around, but I didn't really start playing until like 5th grade, middle school or whatever. Like I played trumpet, and then I played French horn. I wasn't very good at either of them. I started playing bass in high school, and then that was pretty much it. Here we are now.
Sweet.
Nice.
That's sweet.
I started playing piano when I was 6, and I still play piano. I'm finishing my doctorate, which is why I can't even believe that I've been in school this long, but I played piano for all of childhood, and I played flute too. I played in like the school band and stuff. But yeah, music was a huge part of my life growing up, but it was very like classical focused. So in fact, like I had a super strict piano teacher, which I feel like is like very cliche when I look back on it now, but like I had a really strict Chinese piano teacher who was like, you're not allowed to listen to anything but classical music. So I actually had no access to any music outside of classical music, except for like hearing passing tunes on the radio until I was maybe like 11 or 12. When my friends started saying like, you should listen to this CD, and I had a CD player, and that like changed my life. So, but I did not listen to good music for a long time.
Hey.
Yeah. Our tastes and like influences are pretty different.
Yeah,
it's like I'll still be like, oh, this Black Sabbath tune, and she's like, what? And then she'll be
huge gaps in my like musical knowledge, just particularly in like the rock genre, and most genres really.
Admittedly, so is mine though. If it weren't for like working at School of Rock, because like as often as I have, there's definitely like a whole like Zeppelin I didn't really like get in, like I didn't get into, but like have to deal with until I was like
Yeah. No, I feel when I worked at School of Rock too, like, and by the way, I worked at School of Rock because of these two.
Sorry.
No, it was cool. It was a good experience. I feel like I learned a lot about teaching in general there. You know what I mean? Like, it was a good like starting job to have to teach, which was cool.
That's fair.
It's a throw you in the deep end.
It's like, here you go.
It's cool.
Here, no lesson plan, just make it up.
Yeah.
Which is really what I like to be. That's fine.
Yeah, same. It's a great method, you know. But yeah, I know what you mean by like, you know, not having that like knowledge until I started working there, you know, and understanding like, you know, so much like rock history, rock appreciation. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
So, what was the first album that you listened to in a CD player that changed your life? Beyond
I don't know if it
like
changed my life, but I will remember my first CD because my friend gave it to me, and it was the Backstreet Boys. I can't remember, but I listened to it a lot because that was the only CD I had. I was like, I have a CD.
That's awesome. Yeah.
That's not a bad one though. Like those are the classics.
It was whatever the one that was that had "I Want It That Way" on it.
Oh yeah, yep, that one.
That album.
Nobody knows the name. It's been lost to history.
Self-titled? I don't know.
We're gonna say just self-titled.
I listened to a lot of just like 90s pop, like a Backstreet Boys, Christina Aguilera after that, Hanson, you know, the hits, I guess, at the time.
Yeah. That album was called The Millennium.
There you go.
1999.
I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
No one remembers the Millennium.
Yeah. Kathleen, of course, knows it. She just said Millennium. God damn it, Kathleen.
She did too. Wow.
She's got like a memory of like a freaking gazelle, dude. Like
all knowing.
So, I guess, well, Stefan, you should answer the same question. What were some of your first CDs here?
Geez, growing up, I was listening to, I know like the first, I don't know, when I was like playing, like learning bass, I know a lot of the stuff I started with was like the Clash's first record, like, I don't know, Ramones, but then also like a lot of Beastie Boys,
cool.
Like, License to Ill, and I had like I had that anthology that came out at some point, like when I was younger, which still holds up. I bump that a lot.
Cool.
That's most of it. I'm really bad at listening to like new music.
Yeah.
So like I limited rotation for like long periods of time. So a lot of the Clash, Cake, also had like
Sweet.
Like Fashion Nugget, stuff like that.
Cool.
Yeah, I didn't listen to Cake until I was in college. I guess to like add to other things I listened to when I was younger, as a person who studied piano when I was little. My dad was very excited. My dad is not a musician. He's like self-taught. He can play a little bit of guitar. And so when I was playing piano, he's always wanted to play the piano. So I think he was very much living vicariously through me. And he would buy me these like sheet music books. And so my only exposure to other kinds of music outside of the radio was like CDs that I had were sheet music pages and stuff. So I learned like Elton John and John Lennon and Billy Joel. But just through like playing stuff and maybe hearing a little bit. And I remember the sheet music really confusing me. I'm like, what are all of these letters? I don't get the chord symbols.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Didn't figure that out till like way later too.
Yeah. Like lead sheet stuff. Like what the heck is this? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and like piano songbooks are arranged in this way where you have like multiple staves, and you've got like, the piano part, you've got the vocal line, plus you have the chord symbols too. So that, it's designed so that you can use it with like a guitar, or you can play it with like, a group or something, and everybody's reading off the same sheet music. But it was so confusing for me because
to do all this at once?
Yeah, I was like, I don't understand. I remember like the first sheet music book or piece I had was Imagine by John Lennon. And I don't think I have it anymore, but I remember it being completely highlighted. Like I took like a yellow highlighter and I highlighted the piano part because I couldn't decipher it from like the vocal line.
Yeah.
And I used like blue ballpoint pen, and it just is a hot mess. But that was like the only way I could like figure out which part to look at.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That is pretty wild memories right there. Like we're talking about Action Park earlier, but now you're talking about highlighting like melody parts.
Right.
It
That's
was a simple childhood.
that sounds complex. That sounds like a complex childhood.
Yeah, that's a lit childhood.
I didn't start doing that kind of stuff till college, all right?
Music, like how good is that?
Jamie Mossert said Chumbawamba Tub Thumper was his first CD.
Oh,
We'll be
Christine
singing
with the TLC
when we're
fan mail.
winning. Oh yeah, Christine said TLC. Wow, that's cool.
Fan mail was a good ass.
I was definitely
Okay, TLC, yep.
I definitely had a Christmas when I was younger, when I was like I was into the Beastie Boys, and my mom had conveyed this to an uncle or something like that, and it's Christmas and I'm opening up presents, and there's this like big bag full of Backstreet Boys stuff.
Yeah.
And like it was a simple mistake, but like I'm like, oh no, right? So he like didn't get the Beastie Boys memo. He thought it was Backstreet Boys. I'm like, what do I do with all this stuff?
I mean, dang.
Oh no.
Oh, Val just said she listened to Tub Thumper today. She said it was a trip. And then she said first CD was Tori Amos, Under the Pink. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Very cool. All right, you guys, you have any albums that were very just overall influential to like, I guess, things that you're doing now?
Mm-hmm.
And like that were kind of like these pivot point albums.
Well, I don't play piano in a rock group, but I remember me getting into like, I guess, pop rock. Well, okay, I will preface this with the fact that in New Jersey in the early 2000s, Yellowcard was really in, and so I was into like pop punk, and I found this band called Something Corporate, and I was like mind blown because as a classical pianist who really didn't foray outside of the genre very much, I was like, wait, someone plays the piano in an actual rock band, and I was obsessed. So I liked Something Corporate North and Jack's Mannequin, which is Andrew McMahon's following project. I still have a really soft spot for those couple of bands. Now I'm a bit embarrassed about it, but I'm just really.
Oh, that's great.
Okay.
It's really near and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
It's definitely though when I listen to it nostalgically.
It's what shaped you to be you. You can't be embarrassed about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, like, as much as like my mom used to bump, it's like all like 80s new wave and goth rock, and I used to like could not stand to hear The Cure, and now I'm like, oh yeah, that definitely colors a lot of the stuff that I like work on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at least like when I was like starting to like play and stuff like that, before White Stripes blew up and got like all crazy and weird, and Jack White became whatever he is now.
Yeah.
Like the earlier White Stripes stuff, but also like Get Behind Me, Satan. That album, like I thought was really cool. There's a lot of like marimba and like extra stuff on there, but then also like it's got like Blue Orchid and stuff like that with those like kind of like heavy octave shifted riffs and stuff.
Cool. You know, I've never.
I think. Sorry, go ahead, Shannon.
I was just gonna say, like, I know like a lot of like that stuff that Stefan's talking about, and I feel like that was kind of stuff I heard a lot when I was like younger too, you know. But then like I've never heard of like Something Corporate though. I've never heard of that band or the other project that you said after.
I don't think it was super popular.
Okay.
But do you know Yellow Card?
I know Yellow Card. Yeah, and that was huge when I was a kid. Yeah.
Yeah. Same era, I guess, or category. I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah. Oh, I guess like to add to that, when I went to college and I was able to be exposed to way more music, I think that I went in the other direction and sort of went to like emo. I don't know what you would call it, but like I listened to a lot of Death Cab for Cutie, and I was like really into Iron and Wine. Like I was into folk music and Tallest Man on Earth. I was like really into the lyrical aspect of that, and I think that really helped, or not helped, but sort of shaped my interest in like songwriting, and especially tunes that weren't like necessarily narrative. It was very like evocative words that didn't necessarily make sense, like the Bon Iver album. What was the first album? I can't remember.
Like I've listened to a Bon Iver album.
Well, I think the way Bon Iver writes, from what I remember, I think I read something somewhere, is that he sort of makes up nonsense sounds as he writes and like improvises nonsense vocal syllables, and then listens to it later and tries to deduce kind of like generally what he's saying, and so that is what results in these lyrics that sort of don't make a whole lot of sense. In the same way that like when we think for a while I was really into Bjork as well. Mm-hmm. Which Shannon knows we've played a couple of Bjork cover sets.
Yeah, so sweet.
Those are a lot of fun.
Yeah, live in infamy. But yeah, I'm just interested in like interesting lyrical writers to like balance out my weird background of like pop punk and Backstreet Boys.
Yeah. It's
That's
weird.
Fair.
I'm in a similar boat, and like that Bon Iver album, is it the For Emma Forever Ago?
Yes.
Yeah. That I love that album so much. Like,
beautiful.
Yeah, it's so good. So I can relate to like, you know, for me it was like the, you know, Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears shit, and then along with like other stuff like Destiny's Child, TLC, like that's what I was like listening to a lot when I was like kid, like little, you know, and then I got more into like the pop punk. Like I was a Panic at the Disco and Fall Out Boy and My Chemical Romance.
I love Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, that was my shit. And then I got into like more of like the singer songwriter stuff, and then more like weirder shit like Animal Collective and stuff like that. And
yes,
yeah.
We've never really talked about music. This is so much fun.
Yeah.
That's what it's for.
Lately, all I've been listening to is like Black Sabbath, Master Reality, and like Castlevania soundtracks.
Oh, cool.
Pretty much.
Yo, shout out to Castlevania. That game.
Yeah.
It's pivotal in my
childhood. You have to check my stream. I play a lot of Castlevania.
Yeah.
Oh man, send me the name of the stream. I'm in there.
I'm in the Twitch chat. You can track me down.
For sure.
If there was, and so we have to like limit how much music we listen to on this stream just because of copyright things. So I might play some like snippets of things. But if there is a song from any of these like childhood albums or like these pivotal albums that we're talking about, that you would want people to hear, what would it be?
I think Postal Service, Such Great Heights.
Cool. Let's listen to Postal Service, Such Great Heights. We might just listen for a little bit, guys, but this is off of the album Give Up. Is it off of Give Up?
Yep, that's right.
All right.
Damn, that was a journey.
Yeah, that was a good little song, and I loved that song as a kid.
I got a little lost. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
I was kind of zoned out.
Stefan was telling me that apparently I asked for this song to be played while I was in labor. I have no memory of this.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Wow. That's crazy.
That baby came out smoothly.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it didn't, but I'm just for jokes. You would think that song would be like, huh.
We tried.
That baby must have felt like it was at such great heights.
Right?
Like, man.
After that.
She was stuck.
That's its own story.
All right, Stefan, if there was a song from one of these albums that you were talking about, or it could be just a song, but...
Yeah, so this is one actually I didn't. This is kind of like, again, like, shout out to Mom for like cramming all the 80s goth rock and new wave stuff down my throat forever. But Go, exclamation point, by Tones on Tail was one song that I knew I really enjoyed as a kid. And like looking back at it now, it like really lines up with a lot of the things that I try to do. Tones on Tail is one of the offshoot projects from Bauhaus. So, you know, like
cool.
Bela Lugosi's Dead, stuff like that.
Yeah.
This bass player, the drummer, and the guitarist kind of doing their own thing.
Yeah. What was the name of the artist again?
Tones on Tail.
What was the name of the artist?
Tail, Tail.
Okay, cool. All right. I got it. That's the first song on the Spotify here. All right, I'm excited to listen to this too because I love this whole like era of music and stuff as well. It was some good stuff. I didn't get into this stuff until like, I don't know, I was in college too, you know. So
For sure.
yeah. All right. Go by Tones on Tail. Oh, I gotta, turn it up. That'd be cool.
It won't go.
It's mostly this bass line. For like 3 minutes.
It's cool. Yeah. That was sick. That was cool. That's very Stefan bass line there, I feel like.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard this song, but I feel like I understand you so much more.
Yeah. That's so funny. The things that the stream can do, who knew?
Yeah. It reveals so much.
Cool. Well, we'll probably wrap it up here. And I kind of like this new. What do you think about this new setup, JR? This new way of doing this?
I like it. I like it. I love talking to people about music, and it's always dope to like hear people's different interests in how they have become to love music and do what they
Yeah.
do so much.
Yeah.
Because so many times you can be stuck in your own head, like you figure this is what everybody likes, what you listen to, or not even that, just like you're so stuck in your own bubble of music that you don't know that other people are influenced by so much other stuff that you probably never heard and you might like. So
Right. Yeah.
That's legit, yeah. And that's part of like why I enjoy like playing with White Bee. Like that's a whole like that's a style of music that is so removed from like most of the stuff that I play anywhere else. And it's a whole lot of fun.
Yeah. By the way, Stefan plays bass in White Bee, and it's sick. And I got some songs of brewing, Stefan. I cannot wait to show you. And
I'm ready.
I remember I said like I would email it to you, but then I just wanted to change it. So
That happens.
Yeah.
That happens, I understand.
Yep. Yeah. Man, thank you guys so much for being on this stream. This is awesome. Say hello to the sweet child. And hopefully Junie can join Jungle Fowl soon. New keyboard player in the band. No, I'm kidding.
Listen, she came into the world listening to some dope stuff. So
Yeah.
you know,
I couldn't imagine being that kid. Like, what cool parents, you know? Oh my God.
Aw.
You know, it's great.
Thanks, Shannon. That's
yeah.
really sweet.
Yeah. I mean, my parents were great, but my Stefan was, come on, you know.
right?
We keep joking that Junie's gonna grow up and just want to be like normal, like an accountant or a lawyer, and be like, "Mom and Dad, you're not cool."
Get real jobs.
Haven't you ever heard of insurance?
Wow.
They're like, it's gonna be the new boomer generation, you know? Like,
Right.
Rebel child.
He's going to work back around and become.
Somebody said, "Can you
Google.
even spell stability?" You know? That's funny.
No, I can't.
I really can't.
So, is there anything you guys want to plug as far as things that you've been doing lately, or shows that you have coming up, as far as like live streams or any outdoor events or something like that? Or
I've got some plug. You got anything?
No, I think all of my stuff's kind of passed, but I just played a classical set at Carytown Concert House, so that's still live on YouTube, or not. It's not live anymore, but it's archived on YouTube. And there's a couple of like concerts that I have to play as part of like my doctoral requirements.
yeah.
So that'll come eventually. I don't have dates yet, but if you want to see me play the piano, I'll probably post about it on social media at some point.
Sweet.
Cool. I've got my own Twitch channel. I mostly do like retro gaming. I've been playing a lot of like Blood Omen Legacy Kain, like an old PlayStation game. But I do some like live composition, like chiptune stuff as well. And coming up in the near future, I'm going to do a playthrough of White Bee's most recent album. And I'm going to play all the bass lines live.
Yay.
I got to coordinate on that a little bit more, but that's coming up.
I can't wait.
And that's Lich19XX Twitch stuff.
Sick.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Shout out to you, and shout out to the Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That is a game.
Thanks for having us on the show, Shannon.
Yeah, for
A lot
sure.
of fun.
I'm so glad you guys could do this. I feel like there's one more thing I was gonna say. Oh yeah. What are all of your Instagram handles? So I have Jungle Fowl Music posted underneath your guys' name, but what are your personal ones or whatever, just so people can see what you're doing and stuff?
My Instagram handle is Melissa Coppola Music.
Cool.
And then mine is Lich19XX.
Sweet. All right. Follow Melissa Coppola Music and Lich19XX if you want to get up to date on stuff that they're, putting out into the world. Very talented group of people here, and I'm very honored to know them. They helped me through some things in my life, getting jobs and things, and doing music stuff and all that. So very, very lucky to know these two, and thank you so much, you guys, for being here this fine evening.
Aw.
Yeah.
Thanks,
for having
Shannon,
us.
and so nice to meet you, JR.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you as well.
All right.
Let's do it again soon sometime.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes, for sure. All right. See you guys later. Have a wonderful night. Bye, everybody. And see you next week.
See ya.